Just got back from Jackson County versus Trimble last night. I want to say, that them boys fought their tails off. And the coaching staff too. They're putting their hearts into it. You know, and I've bled for Jackson County for years. Times going out there in 45 minutes one way practice. Playing on the far side of the state, come back home, not getting home till 3 o'clock in the morning. After a game, it was all worth it. And just figured I would say a couple things about the program and, maybe help encourage some people to come out and play. And as I said over and over again, since I first got associated with this program 15 something years ago, it takes one class to change everything around. Now, just a little bit about how I came up. So, whenever I was growing up, before I got into what is now considered middle school, back then it was K through 8. Rockcastle was a middle of the road program, 5-5, 6-4, 7-3, every now and 3-7, up and down. But we never could get up to the championship level. It took one class, well, multiple classes, but really one class took it to heart. They did the extra work. They stayed together. They took their coaching. They really set the bar. I remember as a eighth grader watching them from the sideline. This class had put their heart and soul into it. And they had fought. They beat Corbin. But Corbin's more of a considered a country school. Even though they had won state championships before. But then we had to play Danville, and everybody in the county were down and was like, oh, they'll never beat Danville. Danville's just gonna walk them. Because they're a city school and got all these athletes. And they had a bunch of kids that was destined to go to college. Some of them mid majors. And big colleges, and the whole county. We showed up to see what would happen because we thought we didn't get much choice. Well, they went toe to toe with these guys. Traded blows. Almost had the game won till the very end. And that made football in the county go from, everybody considering, oh, that's just so and so, so sport, to, oh, this is something to be a part of. And I got to be a part of that. And so the base of that class led to 20 plus playoff appearances, 2 state championship appearances, multiple district championships, region championships. I don't know how many kids that sacrifice that one class caused for the success of the Rockcastle County program. Now you're thinking, what's it got to do with Jackson County? Everything. That is an example. You take Rockcastle out of the name, that's just right across the mountain, right? You got the same type of kids. You got the same type of work ethic. The company I work for, they love Jackson County people because they know Jackson County people's going to come in and work. They know that the end of the day, that's you want something done, you get a country person, because they're going to work, they're not going to quit. And I think that that's part of the thing, is like we're part of a quitter society now. It's sometimes it's even celebrated. It's like, oh, I quit, No, it's not a proud thing to quit. Sometimes, you're going to face adversity in life. You're going to face bad things that happen in life. You just can't quit. That's the problem. People quit their jobs. Then you're going to be quitting on your family. You're going to be quitting your marriage. It just leads a downward spiral. Quitting. Oh, I don't like so-and-so on the team. I don't like the coach. I don't like the way this is run. That's going to be everything in life. You know how many people I've worked with that I haven't liked, but I learned how to work with them because I learned how to work with people in football. There's a brotherhood to it because in football, there's guys that I never really hung out with other than on the field. But to this day, if they called me, I would be there for them because we fought together. We bled together. We sweated together. We worked together. We fought for a common goal. Now, sometimes I didn't like their personality. A lot of them I did. I'm going to be honest. You know, this is going back about 10 years ago. A guy I played football with called me up. And he's like, hey, man, I'm in a bind because, life gets you that way sometimes. I don't care who you are. Life's going to kick you. It's going to put you down. Sometimes you need a hand up. It's something minor to me, but to him, it was everything. And hadn't spoke to him in probably 15 years. And I was there for him. And he said he really appreciated that. But that was probably, if it had been just anybody that I went to school with, no. I've got my own family, own stuff to take care of. But because of that, I was there. And so, you may be looking at the rosters, well, I don't like this, I don't like that. That's fine. That will teach you lessons. You want to learn how to deal with pain? Try it for football. Especially you guys that's going into the military or going into factory work or something like that, you've got to be able to learn how to work as a team. Nothing teaches you better than football. You may not agree with a lot of stuff. Believe me, a lot of things I don't agree with on my job. I got to do them, though. I got to do it for my family. I got to do it for me. That's part of being a team. You may not always be the one in charge. And going out, just be honest with you, some of you guys ain't going to get a whole lot of playing time. And you're like, why would I play if I don't get playing time? Because you get to be part of something. Every person on the football team, whether it's just in practice or whatever, you're equally important as the starters out there. The guys that are blocking are equally important as the guys getting the ball. Everything has to work as a machine, as a unit. And you car guys out there, I know a lot of you guys in the cars and stuff. So it's all fine and dandy, man. You can have the best drag car, race car, whatever out there, or dirt bike or whatever. What happens when a piece goes down? One critical component goes down, the whole thing falls apart. And that's what's happened a lot of times in the program. You may have 11 great players. One goes down, and then the whole thing falls apart because you ain't got enough extra parts. You ain't got enough extra people to plug in. So there's some negativity about the current state of the program, and a lot of that is frankly uncalled for. Because what some people are saying is because on the lower levels we've had success with these other teams, and they're trying to downplay what the high schools had to endure. So what you have to understand is I myself, got the opportunity to coach a team that we got to go to the middle school playoffs for the first time, and we went head to head with Corbin. We did not come out successful, but Corbin's one of the top of the teams in the state in the middle school. As recently as an elementary school team, we was missing players and lost on the last play to Breathitt County. That same Breathitt County elementary school is now in high school and has brought Breathitt County back from basically the dead. The thing is, for some reason in Jackson County, is I saw more kids I coached at that level in the line to get a hot dog and a candy bar and a pop than I did out on the field. That's something that you got to think about, And then this is something, too, that there has to be more of a county pride about it. You got to think about. So I know, Jackson County's tight in. So you think about, that some of your, if you're not playing right now, think about some of your friends that are playing. Well, if they broke down in the middle of the road, 2 o'clock in the morning, need somebody. Most of you guys will be like, yeah, I'll go help you. Well, they need your help now. They need numbers. They need help. You can't simulate things in practice if you only got 15 kids out there. Or you're forcing a kid to play out of position, or you're forcing a 14-year-old freshman to play against an 18-year-old man out there across from him on a Friday night, who's not quite ready yet. You got to think about things like that. There's all kinds of factors going in, and there's a lot of misinformation, kind of like, about people, who's kind of down in the program or down on coaches and the way it is, yeah, it's a struggle right now, but you got to build the culture, you got to build the foundation. I don't know if there are enough people out there that really understand what it takes to build a foundation of a solid program. Because, I walked around during games and I hear a whole lot of kids that should be out on the field, being like, well, I'd make that play or I'd do that. Well, put on the pads and lace up the cleats. Simple as that. Go out there and help your teammate, help your county. I mean, that was the biggest thing when I coached. Is once I got the kids I had to believe that Jackson County deserved better, that they deserve better as a people, in life. That they actually started believing, and we started beating teams. And a lot. I don't know how many times. A team, even sometimes we would lose. Would come in there and. At the end of the game, they'd be like, man, like we thought we was just going to come in here and walk over, because, Jackson County, like, oh, you guys ain't, this. And, we would rock them, and we, sometimes we'd fought, like, we fought teams, man, that, I remember, had a couple of kids play on Division I basketball, some of them, football too, and half the time our jerseys didn't even match, But that's something that we did because we brought out the character of those kids. That's the character of Jackson County. And that's what you can do as a player on any level. You can do this. You can build this up. And, okay, one last thing. Part of the reason that I've coached so long, and, for me, with the time involved, the sacrifice at times was a lot. I've give up cars, cost me many relationships. Give up opportunities for promotions at other jobs. To coach. Well, let me tell you. So this one kid, this is several years back. I'm not gonna name him, but I coached him in middle school. I only got to coach him for 1 year. Then he moved off to another state. Well, didn't hear from him from years. Then I heard from him. He hit me up on Facebook, and he said that he moved off. His dad had run off on the family. His mom overdosed on heroin, and he said the whole time those lessons he learned from that year that I got the opportunity to coach this young man got him through that. Made him take a different path. And the way I understand it, he got into the military and really improved his life. But he could have just give up, as so many people give up. As so many young men with so much potential. You got your whole life in front of you. Give up a couple of months. See if you like it. But at least stick it out. If you start, be part of a change of a better generation that's going to stick things out. Help build this thing up. When I was up there, I scrambled around. I did everything I could. There's times I had kids hanging out the windows of my car trying to get them to practice and stuff because I knew what football could do for them, what it did for me. It just helped my life in so many ways. It got me through so many times where I thought I was done, where I thought I was getting ready to die. And then I was able to pick myself up. And that was a lot of the life lessons my coaches put into me. So help build this program. Help support this program. Don't talk bad about this program unless you went out there and put the pads on, laced up the cleats in 100-degree weather. You ain't got no room to talk. You think you're tough? You think you're better than that? Go out there and find out. Test yourself. Contact the coach, no matter what level. Help them out. I guarantee you will not regret it. I talk to guys, I'm 46. I talk to guys right now who tell me that they wish they had never quit. But if you never try, you will never know what you're capable of. Okay.